Hi, my name is Renee Rizzo. This will be a teacher-facing video which will guide you through my adaptation of a small portion of Living Environment, Unit 7, Day 17, Modern Day Cultural Evolution, which was a larger lesson that I elected to break down into three smaller parts to accommodate the unique learning needs of students in alternate assessment settings. So, this particular section is living environment, modern day cultural evolution, how cars went from boxy to curvy. So, the focus question that I developed based on what this particular lesson is about. How can we observe cultural evolution in the way cars went from boxy to curvy? The next generation learning standard that I believe was addressed is grades 11 through 12, RST 7. Integrate and evaluate multiple sources of information presented in diverse formats and media, quantitative data, video, multimedia, in order to address a question or solve a problem. The DLM essential element that I believe was addressed at the 11th through 12th grade level is analyze information presented in different media on related topics to answer questions or solve problems. The vocabulary that I believe is essential to understand this lesson, and I defined for students cultural evolution, how way of life changes over time. So this video was included in the original lesson and it was among 4 or 5 videos that were embedded. I chose to take this video and focus this entire lesson on this video. How cars went from boxy to curvy. So I developed these questions based on the content of this video. So what shape do cars from the 1970s have? A, boxy, B, curvy, C, cylindrical. And this answer is taken directly from the video. And the answer is A, boxy. Next, what shape do cars from the 1990s have? A, boxy, B, curvy, C, cylindrical. So the answer here, which was elaborated on in the video as well, is B, curvy. If your students did not get these two basic facts, I would definitely go back into the video and review because this is the overall um, point of this lesson that cars started out as very boxy in the 1970s. And in the 1990s, they became the curvy style that we see mostly on the roads today. So, when else in history were curvy cars made? So, they made the point in the video that the 1990s was not the first time in history that we saw curvy cars on the road. They had come back from a previous era. So, the choices are A, the 1800s, B, the 1930s, or C, the 1980s. The correct answer here being B, the 1930s. Next question. Why weren't boxy cars as popular in Europe as they were in America? A, because boxy cars were less fuel efficient and fuel was more expensive in Europe. B, because Europeans thought boxy cars were ugly. Or C, because Europeans hated all American styles and trends. So the correct answer, according to the video, would be A, because boxy cars were less fuel efficient and fuel was more expensive in Europe. Next question. When America began copying the European curvy aerodynamic look, what kind of customers were they trying to attract? A, customers looking for cost efficient cars. B, scientists. Or C, more upscale customers. So, in the video, they talk about how luxury car companies began making these very curvy cars for the American market first, such as Mercedes Benz. So, the answer here would be C, they were looking for more upscale customers. Next question. What was happening in America in 1980 due to conflict with the Middle East? A, prices were dropping. B, gas prices were more stabilized than ever before. C, gas prices were skyrocketing. So the correct answer, according to the video, is C, gas prices were skyrocketing. And if your students don't know what that word skyrocketing means, you can go over with them that skyrocketing means that they were rising at a very, very fast rate. Next question. Which mass market car with curvy edges gained popularity in 1986? A, the Ford Taurus, B, the Ford Sierra, or C, the Ford Thunderbird? This can be a little bit challenging for your students because all three cars were discussed at different portions of the video. But the correct answer is A, the Ford Taurus. And this was the first car for general consumers, not the more upscale consumers that became very popular in that year. So, sorry. Next question. What standards were also becoming stricter over time according to this video? A, passenger capacity standards, which would mean the amount of people that you could fit within a car. B, fuel efficiency standards, or C, increased highway speed capability. So the correct answer here is B, fuel efficiency standards. So as the United States began to become more strict about how fuel efficient cars should be, curvy cars became more and more appealing to mass market customers because they were more fuel efficient. So, the conclusion, what have you learned about modern day cultural evolution in this lesson? So, you would introduce this as a whole class discussion question. And you would hope that since this lesson was about how cars went from boxy in the 1970s to curvy in the 1990s, that student answers would be mostly about this change in cars. So, just to review, this was a teacher facing video which guided you through my adaptation of a small portion of Living Environment, Unit 7, Day 17, Modern Day Cultural Evolution, which I elected to break down into three smaller parts to accommodate the unique learning needs of students in alternate assessment settings. This particular lesson was about how cars went from boxy to curvy. Thank you for watching.